Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at Amazing Yamaguchi, the Joker from Batman comics. You know how it is. I'm not showing my face in this video because typically with these types of reviews, these off-the-cuff, free-thought reviews, y'all don't want to see my face, and if you do, there you go, real quick, that's what I look like. Anyway, the Joker is a character that I don't think you could have too many of. I mean, he's so iconic and there's so many different versions of him that it's always a nice treat to have in the collection. Amazing Yamaguchi as well is so much fun. I have the most fun with Amazing Yamaguchi figures by far. So this is something that I am really excited to show y'all because I really love it. Now, I'm sorry for this. Yeah, that is sometimes, it just doesn't fit in the package correctly, and that it kind of bothers me. So let's move on to the box, right? The box is pretty great. I love these crazy, obscene boxes. They are so garish and hard to look at sometimes. Getting to the side, we got the Joker there with the pose of the figure and then some beautiful art behind it. Getting to the back, and this is absolutely crazy, but it's so much fun. This is what I love about Amazing Yamaguchi right here. As you can see up here, it's sculpted by Yamaguchi Katsuhisa, Sensei Yamaguchi. Yeah, I mean, this is an artist that just does what he thinks is right, and I just love it for that. So I'm excited to show this to y'all. This box is crazy. Tells you a little bit about the figure, but let's just get into it, shall we? Alright, and getting to the figure itself, and this sculpt is absolutely beautiful. I love the way this looks. I love the way that it comes off. I love how dynamic it is, even in a standing still position. As you can see on the back, those coattails are crazy. I think they're crazy, and we'll get to the articulation later. You can see that at his shoulders, yes, it looks a bit ugly, but if you know anything about Amazing Yamaguchi, that's what you're kind of getting yourself into. Incredible poses with a sacrifice of aesthetic. That head sculpt, however, looks phenomenal. The colors themselves, I really love that deep, rich purple and the yellows and the greens. It all works for me. Everything about this works for me. I'm so pleasantly surprised with this figure. The paint apps as well are really clean and unique. This Joker jacket, which I hope you can tell on camera, is a little bit sparkly. There's a little bit of a sparkle in that paint. It all just looks like the Joker. Like, if you told me to think about the Joker, this is probably what I'm going to think about. So let's get a closer look at his head and really get into the fine details of this amazing sculpt. And taking a closer look at this head sculpt, and it's so tiny but so detailed. Let me find something to show you for scale, and hopefully this can show you how small the actual head is, but it still looks wonderful. That is the Joker's smile, that is the Joker nose, that is the Joker's eyes. Like, it's so perfect. Getting a look from the side, and his hair is crazy. It's all green with the dark brown or black dry brush panel line to it. There you can get a better look at his nose and how crazy it is. You can also get a better look at the actual smile sculpt, the cheekbones. It's just so impressive. I'm so happy with how this is. I'm probably going to be repeating myself a lot in this review, but it's just how I feel. Like, this to me looks really nice. And one of the most beautiful things about the Joker is that there's not a single way that he's supposed to look. He's gone from having super short hair to long hair to a handsome face to a really messed up face. Like, it's all the Joker, all of it. They're all the Joker, and that's crazy. And I would consider this to be an anime-esque Joker, especially with that crazy hair sculpt. I think this could fit really well into any anime lines that you have. Anyway, yeah, I'm really loving how this looks. Let's get a look at his second face. And here we have his second face sculpt. As you can see, that's where it attaches, and this is an open laughing face, which is perfect for the Joker. I also love that the sculpt of the eyes is asymmetrical, so one eye is more open than the other. The raised eyebrow, yeah, this is pretty fantastic. Which one do I like better? Probably you'd have to go with the crazier one. When I think of the Joker, he's pretty insane. So yeah, I'm going to put this on, maybe put him in a nice little pose for you guys. And switching this out is not the most fun. This hairpiece right here just sort of rests here as you put the new head on, and it can get moved around as you do that. So I'm not going to do it on camera because it looks a little difficult, but yeah, this is a little, there you go. This is not something I'm totally fond of. And maybe with this I can show off a little bit more of that articulation. Of course, we'll get to it later. You can see how far forward his head can actually jut out and look upwards, so that's really great as well. Yeah, a hunched over Joker that's ready to fight. I quite enjoy that, so to me this is all going really well. Let's get into the hands, but before we do that, let's quickly talk about the stand. So here we have the standard Amazing Yamaguchi stand right here, the support arm, and the claw. You don't have to use this, but it is here. And 2 extra replacement pegs, and I'm trying to find where those go. I would say the wrists, but the wrists are colored white, and these are green, so maybe we'll figure that out later, but yeah, I don't know. But here we go. And I'm talking about this now just so that when it shows up in the poses, you know why. So he comes with a pair of fists, a pair of splayed out open action hands, a pair of flexed, more dramatic hands. I really love these. And last but certainly not least, a pair of trigger finger hands. Moving on to the rest of his accessories, and he comes with quite a bit. So let's start with the weapons. So unlike the Mafex Joker figure that came out in 2021, this Joker actually comes with some weapons, which is pretty cool. He comes with at least a pair of each weapons. Now, I don't know my weapons at all, so forgive me for calling these machine guns. That might not even be the right classification of weapon, but they got these barrels, which I imagine holds quite a bit of ammunition and shoots out really fast. And here we have a pose where the Joker is walking in with his machine guns, about to cause havoc, and I think these weapons look pretty good. There is no sort of dry brush, but the paint apps are clean, and they look good in Joker's hands. What more can I say? This Joker figure also comes with a pair of handguns, pistols, something like that. Again, these are just painted in basic gun metal. They do look nice. The sculpt is quite nice. But apart from the pair of these, he also comes with the classic Joker prank with the bang flag coming out of the gun. This is my favorite. This is so fun and campy, but fits in the universe of Amazing Yamaguchi, I suppose. This is obviously the better version. The flag looks nice. The bang logo is printed really well. You can see how small that is. So really love how these look. And here we go, a very dramatic pose with that really cool gun accessory. I really love how that looks. And I will say that these handguns fit into his hand a lot better than the other ones. I don't know why that is. In theory, they should be the same, but these ones just fit into the hand nicer. The finger actually looks like it's on the trigger, which is cool. So I don't know, but something that's important. One last final accessory for these guns are these muzzle flare effects. If you get a closer look at one of these, you can see those little circles indented, and it looks like that there's multiple shots happening at once. Here's the back, and it plugs into both weapons the same way, and I think these look really cool. Especially love this little shading on each of these little star points. It just adds to a little bit of the... It just adds to the effect a little bit. And here you get a better look at the muzzle flare accessories. Now, I get that they're small, but I think they add so much more to the actual weapons. Without them, sure, the guns look cool, but with them, and you can finally get some action poses, which is always nice. And that's what Amazing Yamaguchi is all about. The action, the dynamics of everything. So, yeah, I'm still only have positives for this guy. Let's move on to his other accessories. And the Joker's final plastic accessories have to do with the more fun-loving gang leader side of the Joker. So here we have his cane, which, look how small that sculpt is. It looks wonderful. It's all in a solid gold metallic paint with a nice satin purple handle and a little gold at the bottom there. This looks great. None of the Joker figures I have actually come with a cane, so it's just a fun little detail, and that's something I love about Amazing Yamaguchi. But this looks wonderful. But what I think I like even more is the classic wind-up teeth that, you know what, they just say a lot. Like if you were to just put this on the ground, or maybe you have Amazing Yamaguchi Batman picking it up, yeah, you're going to think that, oh, he's about to see and find the Joker. It says a lot while being so small, and I love it. The detail's pretty good. I believe it's only 2 colors, this red and white, but again, you can say a lot with a little. Alright, I know this is a bit of an artistic pose, but you get the gist. You can get Joker to hold this little wind-up toy in his hand, as well as the cane in the trigger finger holding hands. And there's so much character here. I love how much character there is all packed into this little 6-inch figure. It is just fun. I'm having fun doing this video. Now let's talk about some of the gimmicks to this figure. We're not done yet. There's still some stuff we have to talk about. We're gonna move more towards the negatives now, so be prepared for that. But overall, really loving this guy. So in terms of the gimmicks for this figure, we have 2 of these clear plastic vinyl onomatopoeia pieces, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate these, but I might not ever use them that much. Now, unlike the My Hero Academia ones, I do think that these kind of add a cool backdrop to the character, more so for its simplistic design. Now, as you can see right here, this is a little plastic adapter piece that was included in the accessories tray. It goes on like so, fits into the stand like that. Now, the negative to this is that you can only have one of these posed at a time, so why even include 2? I mean, maybe you could stuff them in there, you probably could, but yeah, you only get one of these adapters and one of these support arms, so you can't have them far away from each other or surrounding the Joker. They have to be right next to each other. So again, don't get me wrong, I like these, I think it's a cool idea, but I probably won't be using them, so I'm not going to count it as a overly positive thing to this figure. And if you collect Amazing Yamaguchi figures, you're going to recognize this. And in my Harley Quinn review, I said that I liked the moving eye gimmick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's one of the head sculpts. Again, it's beautiful. Turn it around, and you can see the little eyeballs right there. And there's little holes in them. And you use this to move around the eyes. And I hate this on this figure. Now on the Harley Quinn figure, this piece didn't really exist, or there was more space to move around. Her eyes were also bigger. But with this Joker figure, the eyes are so small, and you keep running into this giant piece that it's so tiresome, and quite honestly, not a lot of fun at all. And this is me getting the eyes looking as straightforward as possible, and I think I did an alright job, but yes, this is an aspect of the figure that I really do not like. I would have appreciated just more faces with him looking to the left or right, and I get the idea behind it, and if you put the time and effort into it, you can get some fantastic looking poses, but is it worth it? I'm gonna say no. I think this Joker for me is always gonna be looking straight ahead. Sorry, that's just how I feel. Alright, and as I show off the articulation on this guy, I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of this figure. Now the first pro I will have to say is that I'm in love with the overall sculpt, but I could see how a lot of people wouldn't be. A lot of people like their comic book figures to look like comic book figures, and this guy most certainly does not. He is heavily anime inspired, especially with all of the sculpt lines and elongated features. And I don't have a problem with that at all. I love anime, so of course I'm going to love this figure, but it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And I completely understand that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Mafex Hush Joker, but a lot of other people are. And now getting into some of the cons of this figure, and there are some tolerance issues that I have. He is a little bit stiff in the waist, and he's also missing maybe a few accessories. Before we get into those accessories, I just have to say how articulated he still is, even with some of those tolerance issues. There's so much fun to be had with this guy. There are so many more poses that I just wasn't able to show you with the time limit of filming. But trust me, this guy is freaking fantastic. Moving down to the legs and showing off this articulation, let's talk about what he's missing. And the biggest thing for me is the lack of Joker cards. He has no cards to hold. That is such a shame. I mean, all the Joker figures I have some sort of Joker card, which is quite a bummer. I mean, they could have done it easily. So as I get him into a final pose for the conclusion, I just want you to know that if you're looking for something fun, maybe a little fresh, you can't go wrong with this guy. And as I get this Joker in his final pose, I think it's a pretty commanding pose. I also threw Amazing Yamaguchi Batman in there, so you get a little bit of a size reference. Also, if you're here from Nendoroid land, here's, I guess, the average size of a Nendoroid, so you get a little idea as to how big he is. And all in all, I am so relieved that I picked this figure up. I was apprehensive about it for so long, but given all the accessories that he comes with, the beautiful sculpt, and the perfect anime Joker, in my opinion, yeah, I love this guy. I think he's one of my favorite figures of 2021, and maybe one of my favorite figures ever. Like, he's just so much fun. I think he's probably more fun than that Batman figure, but he is newer. If it was between this or the Moff-X, just based on the promotional photos, I would go Amazing Yamaguchi all the way. This is a hell of a lot of fun. He looks fantastic. He poses great. He comes with so many fun accessories. Yes, it's worth the price, and I'm so glad I have him here. This Joker and Batman also look pretty amazing together, don't they? I'll have to do some toy photography for this post. But anyway, thanks for watching this review. If you like this review, maybe consider liking or even subscribing. Please let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is this a figure that interests you now? Or is Amazing Yamaguchi just not your thing? Please let me know why in the comments. I know a lot of people don't like Amazing Yamaguchi, and I'd really be curious as to why. I think the designs are awesome. Pretty much all of them are awesome, so that's something that I've been thinking about. Anyway, stay tuned for more content, and with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.